Good evening. It is December 7th, and I am doing a reading tonight from the Wildwood Tarot. It is a really, really beautiful deck, and I'm going to put a link to it when I'm done. I have done this reading before, however, the sound didn't work, so I'm not going to go through shuffling or anything and redrawing cards. I'm going to go with what I drew in the previous reading. And because I had already done it before, I have the resources that I referred to in the first video at hand. So the first card is the Temperance card, and in this deck it's called Balance. I don't know if you can read that. And you can see these two dragons are wound around this tree in the forest. It's red and white, and it is all about nature and how we are treating Mother Earth. And I would say if there was a check sheet of what was given and what was received, we would be way, way, way in the black, and Mother Earth would be way in the red. So that brought me to an article that I read many years ago between Derrick Jensen and Martín Prechtel. Now, Martín Prechtel is a medicine man that was trained in Guatemala, and I think he was a Canadian native person, although I think his father was Swiss. And he was talking about the reason why the native people never invented things like computers and knives even, and rockets, and actually the kind of technology that we as white people, and I talk about colonizers, have. And so Derrick was asking him about that. And so Martin was saying that once the fire is hot enough, the knife maker must smelt the ore out of the rock. The part that's left over, which gets thrown away in Western culture, is the most holy part in shamanic rituals. What's left over represents the debt, the hollowness that's been carved out of the universe by human ingenuity, and so must be refilled with human ingenuity. A ritual gift equal to the amount that was removed from the other world has to be put back to make up for the wound caused to the divine. Human ingenuity is a wonderful thing, but only so long as it's used to feed the deities that give us the ability to perform such extravagant feats in the first place. So just to get the iron, the shaman has to pay for the ore, the wind, the fire, and so on, not in dollars and cents, but in ritual activity equal to what's been given. Then that iron must be made into steel, and that steel has to be hammered into the shape of a knife, sharpened and tempered, and a handle must be put on it. There is a deity to be fed for each part of the procedures. When the knife is finished, it is called the tooth of earth. It will cut wood, meat, and plants. But if the necessary sacrifices have been ignored in the name of rationalism, literalism, and human superiority, it will cut humans instead. All these ritual gifts make the knife enormously expensive and make the process involved and quite involved and time-consuming. The need for ritual makes some things too spiritually expensive to bother with. And that's why the Mayans never did invent space shuttles or shopping malls or backhoes. They live as they do not because it's a romantic way to live. It's not. It's enormously hard, but because it works. So then I am coming to this. So this is about the Balance card. And when we talk about to Native people, they talk about how expensive it is to make this technology because we are taking so much from Mother Earth in the process and we're not getting anything back. So the second card that was drawn was this card. It's the World card, the World Tree. And it's this beautiful card because you can see in the picture all the seasons are in this tree. Spring, summer, fall, and winter. And so after a year of living, we always return to that place inside, to the center. we return to the quiet place. We return to the heart. Now, in the Northern Hemisphere, we are getting ready for December 21st, and that's the Winter Solstice. And in so many cultures, especially before all this technology, it was a time when we retreated inside. And clearly we cut down a lot of our activity because we had to kind of live on what we gathered during the summer. And we sat by the fire. And of course, there's beautiful lore about the mushroom, the Amanita muscaria, which was sent through the chimney because people were so snowed in up in Siberia. And the Siberian shaman would toss those mushrooms down, and people would do amazing journeys on those mushrooms. So definitely a time of returning in and journeying in places where the body doesn't necessarily go. But here's the third card, and it is in the Rider-Waite deck. It's the Hermit, but in this deck, it's called the Hooded Man. And the Hooded Man, once again, guide you to that tree, to that base of that tree. It guides you to that time of withdrawing from the outer world and going for that inner light, searching your inner light. And so isn't it amazing how these three cards came up together? And it's about balance, that checklist of giving and receiving and returning inside and not necessarily spending and not being a consumer on the planet. Of course, that it's interesting how Christmas is falling on that time because that's all about consumerism and consumption. So these are the three cards Spirit wanted to share with me today. And it's once again about what this interesting time of introspection and preparing for this journey inward. So I wanted to share with you about a reading that my friend Barbara Woolley sent me this week. And she was in her house, and the crows were making an incredible racket outside her window and would not stop until she sat down to channel them. And so she channeled this really beautiful message, and of course the moment she was done, they flew off. And so I wanted to read that to you in case you haven't seen that on ShamanTube. So I'm going to read that to you, maybe even just parts of it, because I think you should read it all for yourself. It says, well, I might as well start from the top. Here we are. It's December 4th, 2020. Winter solstice is coming soon to officially mark the entrance into the time of the deep silence. The time of going within to dream the dream for what's to come in 2021. We ask that you not be distracted by the outer disturbances that purposely seek to move you away from being the creative dreamers that you are. During the next few months, allow yourself to go into the rich, juicy darkness of the void, the place where all beings are sourced from, and the true 0 point. Be in the nothingness. Be empty. Allow Creator to collaborate with the highest regions of your true self by giving over. In other words, step back into yourself to become the hollow bone so that the voice of creation can speak through you. Now, where she talks about the hollow bone, it's actually referring to what Fool's Crow, and this is another one of my absolute favorite books. Fool's Crow used to be approached by people. He was an incredible healer. And people would ask him, Fool's Crow, how do you do this healings? How do you do this amazing healing work? And he said, it's very easy. I become a hollow bone. And people kind of gave him the puzzled look, and he said, I become a hollow bone. I step out of the way so Great Spirit can work through me. So that's what she's referring to here, in case you do not know Fool's Crow's words. This is the time go back. I have a pad and pencil nearby. You may be prompted to write during meditations or soon after you come out. This is the time in the most cosmic sense to show up. This is the time to step into the expanded awareness that comes from lightening up. Enlightenment is an inner process. It's not out there or in a land or a realm far, far away. It's within you. It's here now, waiting for you to say, oh, hello. I know I am here. Of course, this process is incremental. A step-by-step process, otherwise your energetic sockets would surely be blown to smithereens. You don't need to be an exploding nova show. The times, as the song says, are a-changing. You are the change makers. You are the peacemakers. You have been born to usher in the new era, the fifth world of unity. By expanding your inner light, by being and sharing that light, you are shaking off the old paradigm so that the fifth world can manifest itself. It's already created, you know. It's ready and waiting for you. Enlightened, you will slide into it in the most graceful manner when the time is nigh. Mother Earth is well along in her preparations for the big shift. Her light body, radiant and shimmering gold, is freeing itself from the shackles of the fourth world. She has long prepared for the great change. Her breathing is more fluid as she moves out from under the burdensome time of polarities. Her heart is beating to the rhythm of joy that comes with renewed freedom. Though not a dog, an apt image would be of Gaia shaking the dust off her beautiful form. Let us all choose to claim the freedom that comes from liberating our souls by doing the inner work which leads to enlightening ourselves. There is nothing more important than this strong call to humanity, to show up as individual and collective souls. The time between winter solstice and spring equinox is a time rich for exactly this endeavor. Use it well, dear friends. Shake, shake, shake the dust from yourself. Maybe this is how swirling nebulas have been formed. Maybe the entire universe has gone through a myriad of shake dances, the result being the swirling, dusty nebulas we enjoy seeing through astronomical photos. You might consider spinning for this purpose. The Pleiadians assure us that spinning is beneficial. If you cannot physically spin, do so using your mind. There is a way to get things done, always. We love you and honor you for your commitment to making the world a better place. Your celestial team. Now, isn't that beautiful? And if there's not enough instruction there for you to go and turn inward after the winter solstice, I will make some more videos. So I hope this is helpful to you, and I really apologize for my stuttering speech. I have not ever been able to be very good at expressing myself. But this is not a time to play small, and here I am making YouTube videos in my stuttering speech. I thank everybody who has watched my videos. I thank everybody who liked the video, and I'm so grateful for all my subscribers. Thank you so much, and have a beautiful evening. Good night.